Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
What brings you in today?
Feeling anxious.
Anxious?
A little anxious. I don't know. I feel like I always suffer from a little bit of anxiety, but I never ever tried to manage it, and I always kind of denied it. And so now I don't really know exactly how to deal with it. So sometimes I get overwhelmed with things, and then to relieve the stress. I mean, I don't really have a set way to relieve the stress, but I get overwhelmed with things, and then I don't handle them right there the way they should be, and then later on, looking back, and it seems like it was so easy to just deal with, but when the anxiety is going through it, it's just like it's more like it's kind of blinding to like a rational way of thinking.
So let me see if I'm following you. You've always felt that you suffered a little from anxiety, and the anxiety is causing you to do things that if you had the time to really think it out or to look back on certain situations, you would have handled it different.
Yeah.
But because of the anxiety, you handled it one way. Is that correct?
Exactly. Like a lot. I mean, especially like sometimes in school where I'm feeling a little behind on something. Like I stress more. I'll be more stressed about. Oh man, I'm behind. I only have 2 days to do it instead of just jumping just to do it and get it out of the way. So I let the stress and the tension build up about it, and then just I kind of prepare myself for the damage more so than trying to keep myself from hitting the damage point. And I don't know. I've been trying to think of different ways to manage it, and I feel like the ways that I try to manage it are not all the way helpful. They might be a little destructive in other ways, but like I said, I never ever tried to manage it at all. So it's kind of a big shift job now.
So it seems like all the things that you're doing in your life, your schoolwork, things beyond school, they cause this anxiety. And because you're not 100% sure how to deal with it, it just causes more anxiety and more anxiety. And then once you finally do it, you're not pleased with the outcome.
Right.
So of course that's causing stress and anxiety as well. And then you're not fully fixing it, or you feel the way that you are choosing to, I guess, deal with it isn't a positive way. Is that true?
I say that. I mean, and not so much positive as like morally right or wrong, but
Morally right or wrong?
like it's not like certain things I might do to take the edge off of like the anxious feeling. Like sometimes I might smoke. Like it's not wrong to do like in society's eyes, but it does put a dent into my financial situation, and that adds more anxiety. So it's kind of like a cycle that I'm leading myself into.
So the smoking gives you this temporary relief,
Right.
but it's putting a dent in your finances. So although you have that temporary relief, it comes back when you think about what you've spent on this habit. Is that correct?
Exactly. And it's almost like a cycle. It's like if I don't save money because I'm spending it on whether it be me smoking or doing anything to kind of like just take the edge off of the stress. I might be like doing anything, even if I just wanted to go do something just to enjoy myself. I could be saving that money, but then it's also like, okay, I feel like I don't have enough to save, so I might as well spend it on these little things since it's just a little bit, but it's kind of a circle. And I feel like once I get hold of one end of the circle, I can kind of like stop the other side from moving and kind of get more control over it. But I mean, it just takes a little more. It takes a lot of discipline for that, and I think I just need to discipline myself a little bit more if I can discipline myself.
So the stress, the anxiety, the smoking, it's all linking to your anxiety.
I don't want to just say it is, but I mean that's my take on it. I feel like it leads to that because, like I said, I've always been anxious, like all the time, and then the only time I haven't really felt anxious was when I was doing something that like was taking my mind completely off of any situation that could be making me anxious, whether I'm just having like an extreme amount of fun where I can't think about it, or I am smoking or something like that, which is another thing that just takes my mind off of it. Then I think sometimes my anxiety might spill over into like my social life. Like I'll be so stressed out that sometimes I might just want to just like spend more time to myself. And if it's like, if it's, sometimes you need that, then sometimes it'll be like an extended amount of time where I just make myself okay with not really having to interact with people. And like, I know that's not how it's always been, so I don't want I don't want some new pattern to be forming just because of an old problem.
Right.
And sometimes I might take the anxiety or stress out on people when I'm talking to them, which kind of makes me feel, might make me feel like it's better to be alone sometimes.
So your anxiety has caused you to feel like you kind of want to isolate yourself from everyone. But then when you are around people, because of your anxiety and because of your stress, you lash out and you may say things that you wouldn't normally say. Is that correct?
Or say things that I would normally be able to
hold back
a little more. Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like your anxiety is really stemming out in your life and causing a lot of problems. Causing a lot of problems with school, causing problems with you picking up habits that maybe you wouldn't have normally picked up or participated in so much if it wasn't for so much anxiety. And even in your social life, to the point where you choose not to be around people. And then when you are around people, it seems like you said that you were lashing out or just saying things that you normally would hold back, but because you're so anxious and stressed out, it's hard for you to hold those things back. You just want to get it off your chest and say it. Is that correct?
That's right. It's basically it in a nutshell. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about it.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help, and I would like for us to continue these sessions. I mean, just one session isn't going to solve all your problems, but maybe talking about it and hearing yourself say it, it'll create that change you need to work on it.